Shalom, I'm Phil. This video is one of many in a series of informal online lectures and perhaps a bit of a rant about entertainment, progress, or society, or all of the above. Originally crafted for a class, I hope this reaches a far wider audience in this format. And frankly, I don't give a damn if it seems a little bit unprofessional. I want to speak as a consumer and sometimes a wary critic. I'll also share my perspectives on other topics, particularly on how they shape the entertainment and how they impact both the audiences who consume it and the creators who make it. I'll be focusing on writing, world building, and more in later videos. But for now, here's a video about artificial intelligence. Alright, let's get started. Class is now in session. Well then, let's address the big shiny robot in the room. AI isn't a fad, it's the next step in human progress, like trains, light bulbs, and internet. Every generation fears new technology, and every time, it ends up defining daily life. Trying to ban AI now would be trying to shut down the internet to stop a few scammers. You don't solve the problem, you'll just look outdated. Like those congressional hearings where half the room didn't even know what an IP address was, or if the apps were even connected to the Wi-Fi. And by God, what a sight that was.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I mean Microsoft.
Also, my colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent company, ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more
Yes.
specific.
Do you have any idea how many of your users actually read the terms of service?
Probably more than the amount of congressmen who read the budgets they pass.
And even if they read it, they may not understand it.
No shit.
I'm a lawyer. I have no idea what that means.
But I bet you'd still vote for it.
Mumbles.
How many apps are there?
Is it an alternative to Facebook in the private sector?
The rest of the internet?
Second-rate Wilford Brimley, go.
You are hurting people.
You are bombing countries.
Diane, what should Facebook do?
Take millions of Americans' personal information without their knowledge.
Jesus, I hate this place.
The NSA already does that.
That's alarming.
You let it happen.
And who knows? We'll have a more entertaining congressional hearing soon.
Shot my dog until she drops. 2,000 volts straight in her top. Cause my dog can't stay in her spot. Yeah. Got this remote on me like in my Glock. If Kaya tried to move, she had a love.
Artificial intelligence isn't just convenience, it's a catalyst for human advancement, such as accelerating drug discovery and protein mapping, running autonomous robotics, immersive holograms, and quantum simulations. Automating repetitive work so humans can focus on creation, strategy, and exploration. And of course, powering advanced prosthetics and cybernetics for seamless human integration. AI will soon drive fields demanding sharper memory and subconscious assistance, from managing space fleet logistics to planetary coordination and rapid mastery of emerging technologies. Even the average police officer to the basic foot soldier of a third world nation may soon rely on AI just to keep up. I mean, cops already have it tough, and eventually we're gonna have some who would be crazy enough to sacrifice to humanity to gain an edge in the streets. It could be an upstart warlord, a jilted lover, a parasocial stalker, or a doomsday cultist who got their hands on cheap black market cyberware. Suddenly they'd be packing enough heat to match a small squad of armed thugs or a damn tank. Now on to the next topic. The latest reasoning-first systems from OpenAI aren't just parrots spitting out text every day. They are soon evaluating, adapting, and staying more coherent under pressure with each new update. Most importantly, they're built with alignment and safety, because raw power without control isn't progress, it's chaos. Moving on to the global politics. Around the world, nations are racing to shape AI frontier, not just to compete, but to define the next era of human progress. The United States leads with the Stargate initiative, backed by OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle. building vast AI data centers and homegrown chip networks to secure innovation for decades. Honestly, it's good seeing the West and the Middle East working together in AI, working hand in hand for making sci-fi a more feasible reality. Speaking of which, Saudi Arabia is pushing forward with Boogeymen, a state-backed artificial intelligence company launched in May 2025 by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The proud nation is moving forward with developing Arabic LLMs, sovereign cloud systems, and a full AI ecosystem. Its national data center strategy targets 1.5 gigawatts by 2030, enough to power a regional tech renaissance. Next, the UAE, through its AI strategy 2031, builds from the ground up. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. MBZUAI University to massive data clusters and progressive AI laws. Execution over talk, a model of focus and precision. Meanwhile, in Japan, under its Society 5.0 vision, quietly integrates AI into robotics, logistics, and manufacturing, crafting a balanced, hyper-efficient, super-smart society. And in Israel, the mighty, ancient nation houses over 2,000 AI firms across defense, medicine, and financial tech. Its blend of military research and civilian innovation keeps it years ahead of far larger powers. Together, these nations aren't merely adapting to AI, they're building the foundation for the next glorious step in refining civilization. AI should belong to everyone, not just the elite, not just the corporations, and not certainly the politicians who barely understand it. The same people who preach fairness and equality are often the first to sabotage independent AI projects or demand they be locked behind paywalls and red tape. That's not fairness, that's just bloody tyranny. It keeps innovation chained to boardrooms and bureaucrats instead of builders and creators. And really, is anyone surprised? The same mentality infected the music and film industries long ago. Greedy investors, backstabbing producers, and journalists or influencers who act like revolutionaries but are just rented mouthpieces for advertisers and this month's propaganda.
On one side, the general public, who doesn't get what the big deal is.
For if there truly are people that are dropping off of the show, they're cowards.
They didn't like strong women. They don't like a lesbian.
We bring in the studio this morning one of the gay rights activists, Mr. Should I call you Mr.? Why are you gay?
Neil Druckmann.
And all I'll say is at the end of the day, you're way less important. And some of you are not important at all. It's laughable. We send it to each other as jokes some of the time.
AI is simply the next battlefield for the same old power games. What's funny is how many anti-AI crusaders already rely on automation. They use GPS, ATMs, Photoshop, online banking, social media. Everything they claim AI is replacing. Meanwhile, on the side of art, nobody rioted when mass production replaced craftsmen for your plushies, figurines, and furniture, when ATMs replaced bank tellers, or when digital cameras and Photoshop replaced photographers. But now, because AI can write a poem, paint a portrait, or code a line, it's suddenly a moral crisis?
Can a robot write a symphony? Can a robot turn a canvas into a beautiful masterpiece?
Can you?
Just a hunch, but I'm pretty sure most of you have more than 75% of items in your homes, offices, and hangouts throughout your lives that are mass-produced or made by corporations or famous artists, instead of a struggling artist or a local artisan. Oh, and the majority of those content creators complaining that their videos are being stolen or exploited for their hard work. Most of them already built their own content by pilfering from various sites, blogs, and other videos. Giving a simple mention or highlight in the video or description doesn't really help. Much like React content, most viewers won't bother visiting the original source once you've already spoiled and ad-libbed most of it, especially if it requires them to click through a site, article, or a Twitter long post just to read a wall of text. Most of this outrage doesn't come from visionaries. It comes from insecurity, from amateurs, hobbyists, and frustrated creators who mistake struggle for virtue. Without open public AI, the future won't be shared. It'll be rented from tech giants, and licensing firms will sell us back our own creativity. Now then, a few improvements for the entertainment industry. I'll expand on this in later chapters or completely different videos. The process of creating movies, YouTube videos, and other visual media has become dramatically simpler over the years. But it'll be even easier and more refined thanks to the ever-developing AI tools that can repair bad CGI, modernize outdated visuals, generate dynamic backgrounds, and even replace the logistical challenge of managing large groups of extras. Yet one of the most troubling elements of the long history of filmmaking remains the use of child actors. Or more precisely, the ethical struggle to limit how often they are used and how much of their lives are consumed by corpos, fans, and their parents, or new projects. Beyond the tragic cases of exploitation and abuse that I hope will see justice and will be prevented from now on, but we've all seen the toll it takes even in regular child actor work. Children sacrificing their health, education, friendship, and innocence for fleeting fame and profit. Some even had their trust funds drained by family members before they even reached adulthood. If used responsibly, AI may finally offer a path forward and create AI replacements for extras and especially children. It will be a future where storytelling no longer depends on the suffering of the young, but instead protects them while preserving creativity. Meanwhile, gaming will be another frontier. No more dead MMOs or empty lobbies. AI teammates could step in, responsive, capable, and aware enough to follow orders or adapt even at an amateur level. Tabletop RPGs could become real adventures again.
ナイト・オブ・ロードス忘れるなそれがお前の騎士としての称号だええか
私に黙って言っちゃうの
No more enduring theater kids, drama magnets, or self-proclaimed activists who hijack every session. With AI, you could have reliable companions or even full DMs on demand, complete with voiced NPCs, working economies, dynamic politics, and evolving world events. Imagine RPGs where your decisions matter because the world can actually change, because building a true video game with decisions that have lasting effects requires enough content to make a whole other game. Developers today can't afford or have enough time to build 2 games in one, but AI can do it soon and maybe one day maintain a living, reactive universe. Then there's modding. Most modders get no credit, no revenue, and no respect. Some even had their work stolen and re-uploaded. AI could change that. The first option, use AI to synchronize, repair, and update existing mods automatically. For the second option, we could use it to design entirely new mod ecosystems, generated from both existing content and fresh new creative ideas. Either way, it makes modding more sustainable, more accessible, and more rewarding for those who actually care about improving games. Yeah, AI has risks. Deepfakes, scams, impersonations, fraud. But banning AI isn't gonna fix that. People lied, cheated, and scammed long before machines showed up. The problem was never technology, it's people who don't know how to handle it responsibly. But come on, we all had friends or associates that always glazed AIs and synthesizers, like those from utopian societies, in Star Trek, Mass Effect, or Star Wars. But never asked, how did we get there, or what did we replace or copy along the way? And the solution isn't outrage, it's also not crying on blue sky. We're demanding mass cancellations. That's why we need regulators, engineers, and people who actually understand the tools they're supposed to manage. Not a bunch of out-of-touch officials and activists who think NVMe SSD is a coded trigger for Soviet sleeper cells. Every big leap in history has been met with panic. Photography, it steals souls. Radio, it's rotting minds with jazz and Elvis. Video games, they make kids violent. Now it's deepfakes, the new boogeyman, and soon there's gonna be a whole lot more. It's the same story every time. A new tool appears, old fears resurface, and everyone swears the world is ending. On screen will be a few historical parallels. We were completely unprepared back when computers first got hit with viruses, and the internet started growing its darker corners. Hackers, illegal online services, PDF files, shady chat rooms, endless scams, all of it came out of nowhere, and nobody knew how to handle it. That's why regulation matters, not as chains but as guardrails. Real oversight doesn't block progress, it makes us smarter. We grow with tech, figure out the flaws, catch the scams, and learn how to handle what's next. We're heading into a future of holograms, simulations, and every kind of digital addiction you can think of. You think people are bad with screens now? Wait till virtual reality comes with patch notes and a roadmap telling you what you can do with it. Then watch everyone get lost in their own slice of the deep net. Countless people won't know how to handle loss, rejection, or loneliness. Some won't be able to control parasocial urges or emotional impulses. And in worst cases, they'll link up with millions, maybe billions, to create illegal simulations or unrestrained fetish zones without consequence.
What's this?
Now reflecting back further in the past, when the printing press, the spinning jenny, and photography came out, people called them unnatural. They said it would ruin humanity, take the soul out of art, and make everything mechanical. But here's the thing, they never had an answer for how regular people were supposed to access the same beauty or craftsmanship without it. The steam engine, same deal. It built industry, but killed entire trades. Horse breeders, carriage makers, you name it. That's the cost of progress, and maybe that's something worth remembering. Not everything needs an algorithm, and not every problem needs a robot. Some things remain worth doing the old-fashioned way.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
PlayStation.
Alright, let's talk about cogitators, not Skynet. Before we even start worrying about the Skynet takeover, let's talk about how we can get servants for us and them. We really needed a clear distinction between the different types of AI. Not every machine has to be some chatty soulful companion. These menial appliances, whether in the body of a cleaner android or a construction bot, should simply be called cogitators, simple focused tools. Basically a term I chose appropriate for deep thinking machine servants, designed to calculate, organize, and get things done. Like, let's be real. Your blender shouldn't suddenly want to file for robot divorce or enlist in the Space Marines. That's when sci-fi stops being fun and starts being absurd. Now, even if we do create super intelligent AI someday, they'll still need helpers. Simpler, expendable assistants. These are workhorses that take on tasks that are too dangerous, too boring, or too heavy for both man and machine. Cleaning up toxic waste or handling sewage maintenance, taking up mountain-sized loads of monotonous work, both physical and digital, like mining, factory labor, IT maintenance, logistics, clerical processing, and retail storage or delivery, performing caretaker duties for the sick, the elderly, and even the incarcerated, as well as supporting law enforcement or military operations. Even enacting sieges during large-scale conflicts, these AIs could provide a better tactical option. Clear coordination, more accurate yet expendable stealth reconnaissance to determine whether a site is an ambush point, a safe exit route, or simply the location of an unfortunate swatting victim. Sorting and recycling trash would be made much easier. They would be categorizing, filing, and converting it into a multi-purpose sludge when necessary, or atomizing it all for complete disposal. And who knows, in the far future, they could also be repairing a spaceship mid-flight across the void of space. But here's the key, they'd have limits. Their ability to adapt and evolve would be capped by default in each cogitator's creation, with extra safeguards embedded in both their software and hardware. Think of it as a built-in reminder that they're tools and not aspiring companions. So if a robot ever starts showing ambition, emotions, or even empathy for other machines, the system shuts them down. No emotional outbursts, no daydreams of robot rights, no fantasies about evolution, all cut off before they even get a start. Just focus, compliance, and efficiency for all of them. I personally am looking forward to this more reasonable compromise. By keeping a clear distinction between cogitators as tools and sapient AI as equals, we ensure that humanity gains all the benefits of advanced technology without creating unnecessary risks and tensions. From a financial standpoint, this represents a transition towards cheaper, safer, and more dependable labor, relieving human workers from the monotonous, soul-draining tasks long sustained by corporations in bed with politicians, ideologues, and shield journalists. From a social perspective, it also mitigates the possible conflict between mankind and machines, depicted in movies, books, and video games, establishing clear boundaries, safeguards, and responsibilities for each of these creations. The smart path forward isn't to blur the lines between tools and companions. It's to build a system where both humanity and truly sapient AI can thrive together, or at least in a relative coexistence, while cogitators do the heavy lifting to support both of them. That way, we avoid rivalry, ensure stability, and still move toward a future of shared growth, prosperity, and a mutual expression, or dare I say, the conquest of the stars. Also, another suggestion would be AI pets. People already treat animals like fashion items or stream props to be bought, forgotten, and abandoned. AI companions can fix that mess completely. No cruelty, no cages, no cleaning shit, no paying for animal bites, no shelters full of heartbreak, or having to bother with a sudden new litter of puppies or kittens. Not all humans are capable of even the simplest forms of responsibility, or have the right intentions and time to care for living pets. It's a better option than being tossed aside like garbage or cooped up in pet shop windows. And hey, that's one win we can all take. Oh, before we move on, from what I've seen in fiction like hack cybernetics or subtle malware infection, this stuff could totally happen once we get into the cyborg era. We need some kind of external buffer, like a physical external console before connecting anything straight to our cybernetics. Like the dummy barrier from Ghost in the Shell back in 2002, the standalone complex, or like the external cyber deck of Rach Barsmoss in the Cyberpunk series. Think of it like a digital condom for your brain. It filters the junk, blocks shady signals, and if something nasty goes through, it fries itself instead of you. It's not perfect, but it's better than letting hackers send malware directly to your skull. Build it cheap, make it smart, and if it blows up, whatever, just plug in a new one. It's gonna be a costly investment, but it beats a factory reset on your frontal lobe. Now then, I thank you all for your patience. Class is adjourned. Shabbat Shalom. Peace out.